Okay, so there was just one thing I wanted to sort out about guitar noise problems. Essentially, what's happened is that the owner of this guitar has said, "Oh, it's noisy. It hums when I use it." So I'm just going to explain a few little things here to hopefully clear this up. So what you might be hearing there is the noise floor of the amp. We're going to just turn the volume up on that. The noise floor doesn't change much on this amp, but sometimes you turn the volume up, the noise floor turns up. And then to accentuate that, if we apply the distortion, and that's just without anything plugged in, that's the noise floor at volume 10 with the distortion on. Now what's happening is the gain is being applied to a signal of nothing, but it's not nothing, it is all the electromagnetic interference. So I've put the distortion off, put the volume down to low. I'm going to plug in and turn the volume down on the guitar so we can't hit the guitar, turn the volume up. Essentially the noise floor is the same, where all we're hearing is the noise floor of the cable. So I'm going to touch the strings and then turn the volume up, and that'll give us the noise floor of the guitar. We're in the bridge position, we're in humbucking mode, with our volume and tone knobs rolled all the way up. So, makes a sound, and there is a slight buzz. If I take my fingers off the strings and don't touch any of the hardware, the buzz gets minutely louder, and it's the same in all the pickup positions. If we go into single coil mode, pulling out the tone knob, the buzz gets louder in all positions. Touch the strings, part of that buzz goes away. I'm going to put the distortion on to demonstrate this myself a little bit louder. So that's the noise floor of the guitar, everything turned fully up, my fingers on the strings, in the bridge position, let go of the strings. You can hear a loud buzz. You touch any of the hardware, it's starting to feed back. If we can do this quietly enough. Hear a loud buzz, you touch the strings or any of the hardware, you're becoming part of that ground, which is isolating the guitar and grounding out the noise. So this is in humbucking mode, and there's a little bit of a buzz. Even humbuckers buzz a little. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it to single coil mode. Turn to single coil mode, and the hum is about twice as much because there's no cancelling in the hum. This is the same in every position. Roll the tone knob down, we only get the bass of the hum, and the tone knob up, we get the higher harmonics. Turn the volume off, it's all gone. So what's happening? Basically, pickups are a copper coil wrapped around a magnet, sometimes doubled over, and that's what makes a humbucker. When you have a humbucker, you run those magnets in series with opposite polarity. The noise of one is cancelled by the noise of the other, and it picks up less of the electromagnetic hum, the interference created by other electrical appliances, the circuit in the amp, the circuit in the house, fluorescent bulbs, anything with any sort of electromagnetic interference. And what you're doing when you're touching the strings is you ground that out, which is why it gets quieter. It's going to ground instead of through the hot direction of the circuitry into your amp and becoming amplified. With gain on, gain is literally gain from a small voltage to a higher voltage. It will amplify that interference. So we're in neck position, same in the bridge. That's our single coil hum. Get close to the amp, it starts to feedback. The amp is outputting sound from the speaker, which is then vibrating the strings, and that's what creates feedback. But it can also be outputting electromagnetic interference, which goes straight to the pickups without the use of the strings, and that is another form of feedback, slightly more atonal feedback. So if I get my fingers off the strings quietly, get a loud 60 cycle hum, 60 hertz buzz, touch the strings and it grounds it out. And that's as quiet as it'll get unless you turn the volume down or use a noise gate. This is a perfectly normal thing. This is how a guitar should work. And if you think it's noisy, keep your hand on the strings and turn the volume down when you need to take your hands off. You can use a noise gate in your pedal board. Some amps have a noise gate. Digital effects will have a noise gate, and that essentially will turn all of the interference down below a certain threshold, a certain dB threshold, and that will keep your guitar much quieter. And obviously, when you're playing, if you're playing live, you start playing something, what you're playing is going to be so much louder than the hum, it doesn't matter. And as soon as you stop playing, you turn your volume down, the hum should disappear, unless you've got other forms of interference like noisy pedals, or bad earths, or imperfect earths, imperfect power supplies in your pedal board. So yeah, that's a brief description of guitar working properly. Thank you very much.